Spaceman is out on Netflix, new science fiction film starring Adam Sandler, Carey Mulligan, and the voice of Paul Dano. It's based on a 2017 novel called Spaceman of Bohemia, which I have not read. And apparently, this film has had very lukewarm reception at test screenings, and as a result, spent 3 years in limbo before finally getting released now. Sandler plays Jakub, a Czech astronaut who's sent on a year-long mission, solo mission to Jupiter to investigate a mysterious purple cloud of cosmic space dust that appeared there 4 years ago. We meet him when he's almost there. It's been half a year alone in space on a ship, and he's exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, not least by the fact that his marriage is quickly deteriorating and falling apart, and his wife wants to leave him. And then this bizarre spider-like creature appears on his ship, explaining it's an alien that was curious about humanity and now wants to study Jakub closer, wants to understand his motivations and purposes and what drives him forward. So it's definitely the kind of introspective, cerebral science fiction kind where the sci-fi concept is really just a storytelling device that frames the exploration of relationships, transient nature of love, the way selfishness and longing are a factor to being alone versus being together. Now, the concept is interesting on paper, and the movie starts fairly strong. Creative cinematography, solid performances, great voice one by Paul Dano, really nails it as the alien creature. I also like the sound design and the retrofuturistic production design, which is apparent especially in the Earth scenes. But I have to say the film sort of fizzles out as it goes along and becomes a bit disappointing in the second half. I thought a lot of what it ended up saying was kind of obvious, and it felt like it didn't really want to go deep. I thought that the final act was just a little too crazy and out there for me, and the way that the personal relationship is tied back up in the end felt strangely unearned. And it didn't really leave me thinking. I didn't walk away from it thinking it gave me pieces that I could now play with, intellectually speaking, but rather showed me one simple way to assemble them and then sort of took them back, which was a bit disappointing. So yeah, I think it showed promise. It drew on movies like Moon, Interstellar, and Solaris. There's a bit that reminded me of Doctor Strange visually, but at the end of the day, that promise goes somewhat unrealized, and I don't expect I'll remember the movie very fondly. For die-hard sci-fi fans that really don't have anything else to watch, you can still check it out, but overall it's not something I would widely recommend.